Talk with Philly Mike, talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by, and every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Did not mean to play the Philly Talk song. I meant to play the 30-second countdown, but things go wrong. Call a flag on me. That's what the Eagles let happen. But anyways, this is Battle Birds podcast post-game. We came late, and we only came with one of us, but Fresh and Gate will show up. Fresh will show up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Gate won't be able to get on until 5 o'clock, but we got a lot to talk about. The Philadelphia Eagles find themselves at 1-3 after a pretty tough loss. You know, for 2.5, 3 quarters, we pretty much played the Kansas City Chiefs tight in a sense where our offense kept up. But there's no way you can beat the Kansas City Chiefs by kicking field goals when they're scoring touchdowns. If you look at the game in its entirety, they never punted a ball, not once. We did have the one turnover from Eric Wilson. Cool, nice, great. But if you give a team 7, 8 possessions and only expect them to not score a touchdown on one, it's going to be hard to beat. And they put up a 40 burger on us. 3rd and 6, man-to-man coverage. Anthony Harris does the hokey pokey and he's turned himself around. That's what it's all about. Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. So, before this game started, I said something about a moral victory that I kind of regret it because I don't like moral victories. I think they're not realistic. But after the beatdown in Dallas, I said, can I see a competent football team? And I saw Nick Sirianni call some plays in the 20-20. He still lacks situational football in the red zone. The way we scored on first, we scored a rushing touchdown on 3rd and 6. That's what we should have did on 1st and 3, 2nd and 3. And then maybe on 3rd down, you pass the ball. Maybe on 3rd down, you pass the ball. Depending what happens on 1st and 2nd, maybe you already got the touchdown. But he decided to run the ball on 3rd and 6, touchdown. He runs the ball in the 4th more than he did in the 1st. It's just ridiculous at this point when it comes to the situational running. I wasn't mad at the offense from 20-20, but you can't expect to beat the Chiefs scoring field goals to their touchdowns. We didn't punt the ball either. Eagles, no punts. Chiefs, no punts. Eagles, 3 field goals. Chiefs, all touchdowns. That was the game. Shout out to my guy Bird Gang 951 with the $2 super chat. He said, what we drinking, Mike? We gonna sip on this Heineken. You know what I mean? Eagle branded Heineken real quick. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Whatever you got in your hand, take a sip of it. It's much appreciated and it's much deserving, to be honest. Shout out to Bird Gang. Birdman 951 with the super chat. They robbed Devontae, right? Yeah, look, I mean, you got the announcers talking about you can regain your, what is the definition of regaining ground or getting your feet set? What is the definition? 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps? I got to know because I don't know as an NFL football fan. I don't know. I really don't. We are holding L's, but we're expecting them. Tell me about the 4-year window the Cowboys have. Oh, yeah, get him. We holding nothing back. Yeah, look, the Eagles are not making excuses over nothing. We got a brand new, look, it's a brand new wide receiver group, quarterback, coach. We're going to have some up and downs. This is my thing about Nick Sirianni. San Fran game, up and down we went. You can move the ball. This game against the Chiefs, up and down and up and down and up and down. We can move the ball. But when are we going to call situational plays to get us to now finish the drive? I do got to say this. When in your lifetime have you ever seen a Philadelphia Eagle team have 3 touchdowns called back? When? Nick is one of those coaches that think wide receivers screens equal run plays. I agree. He thinks a lot of short stuff equals run plays. Bird Man 951. Appreciate you for coming through. And yes, we still drinking on that Heineken. But listen, what are we doing? What are we doing in the red zone? Why don't we run the ball? I mean, you can call it excuses as much as you want. I watched it. I ain't never see a game where flags, whether they're right, whether they're wrong, I've never seen a game where 3 touchdowns were taken back via flags. Last week, I saw the Chargers get 2 touchdowns taken back by the flags. Who were they playing against? Oh, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys 2 weeks ago. And I said, this 2 touchdowns taken back from flags? First time I seen this. Hold my beer, said the Eagles. We'll have a game where we score 3 touchdowns and are taken back, whether it's right or wrong. It's just the fact is you shouldn't have the flag. Illegal man downfield, an illegal shift, illegal shut up. I'm tired of this flag stuff. The Philadelphia Eagles lead the league in penalties, and we will lead the league in bonehead plays. And with that, you can't win football games. You can't win football games when you're getting outplayed by the stuff that doesn't count as talent. When you're getting played up here, when you're getting beat mentally, you can't win football games. Philly Tress said, "Who's our defensive coordinator? He's just a garbage as our linebackers." The linebackers leave it all out there. And when I say all out there, I mean they leave all the yards you want. When a player says I left it all out there, it's normally they're leaving all their heart out there. No, they leave all the yards you want. Singleton. I gotta credit Wilson for the pick. It was a tough pick, but come on, bro. Sloppy coaching, I agree. Shout out to my guy Philly Fresh in the building. Go ahead and let him know how you feel about this right quick.
Oh man, sorry for the inconvenience, but it might sound a little crazy because my mic tripping. I don't know what's going on, but so is a little bit of the coaching staff on the Philadelphia Eagles, man. What's going on, man? Yo that. What's going on, man? What we talking about, man?
The last thing I said, I was really going off the chat, but the last thing I talked about was the fact that, you know, you can't win football games if you don't win up here. And I think situational, we still lost the game because of lack of situational awareness and still the flags. Because have you ever seen a game, let alone an Eagles game, where 3 touchdowns are called back from flags?
I definitely think 2 of them is kind of on the referees. I do think Devontae Smith got pushed out of balance. It is a rule that if you get pushed out of balance, you know, they take that in consideration or whatever the case may be. But that's 2 weeks in a row where we lose touchdown, 6 points because of a wide receiver not kind of knowing where he was at. I don't blame Devontae Smith as much as I blame Rhaegar. Last week, I'm not as mad as this loss as a lot of people that text me and probably a lot of people in this chat are. I thought going into the game that it was going to be a shootout and you're going to have to shoot it out. So now we got to look at the defense because, and I understand it's Patrick Mahomes, and I seen a lot of people in the chat. I seen them talking. Here's the thing. They did hold Kelsey to 1 reception. So you do got to give them, you know, their due on that one. But my thing is, like I think it was the second touchdown, 3rd and goal, 5 receivers out there. Eric Wilson is on Tyreek Hill. You call timeout. It's almost the end of the half. You call timeout right there. Eric Wilson cannot be sticking Tyreek Hill, the fastest player in the NFL. That's just stupidity right there. So right there, I thought that was a loss. You know what I mean? You probably could hold them to 3 points. If you call a timeout, you get everybody in a situation to where, it's 5 receivers out here. We don't need 3 linebackers. You know what I mean? That was a loss right there. And like I said, the Devontae Smith situation. I know we scored at the end. Greg Ward scored another touchdown, meaningless touchdown. He got 2 meaningless touchdowns on the
That's what.
season. No, go ahead. What you was about to say, bro?
No, that's the only time you see Greg at the end. But yo, let me ask you this though. Look, like I understand the defense did good at like stopping parts of the thing, but the Chiefs never punted. Like if it wasn't for that interception, they would have scored on every single possession, and not one time. And that's the thing. We call ourselves the bend that don't break. Man, we were breaking left and right. Why? The reason we lost this game is we were settling for field goals for half our possessions, and the Chiefs got touchdowns. If we hold the Chiefs to 2 or 3 field goals, it's a different ball game.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing, and I forgot to say this in the pregame. Here's the thing, Mike. Here's the thing, chat. I forgot to say this, but I was gonna say you can't have that bend but don't break mentality. Do you know coming into the game, the Chiefs 13 possessions in the red zone. They're 12 touchdowns and 1 field goal coming into the game. Mm-hmm. Now they stats just went up crazy. Third down, they was like, seriously, yeah. Third down. They're like 8 and 9 on third down, like 8 out of 9.
That's what they did to us today.
That's what I'm saying. 8 out of 9 on third down. Like you can't do that. And I think Jalen Hurts played one of the best games I've seen him play. We talk about that Cardinals game from last year. I thought it was better than that.
It was good.
Jalen Hurts protected the football, got the ball out of his hands. I thought the play calling was better. We didn't run the ball enough for me because you kept giving more opportunities for Patrick Mahomes and that offense to score. We didn't run the ball enough for me, but I thought you did get Jalen Hurts in a groove early in the game. And that's what I was asking for. And you see with a young quarterback, when he gets in a groove, what he can give you. 300 yards, 2-3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers, and didn't utilize the tight ends as much as I want, but they did. Didn't run the ball as much as I want, but they did kind of keep the defense honest. I'm gonna tell you like this: that defense is not good. I'm talking about Kansas City, and our defense matched right up with it.
We're not good either. I thought our defense was something. Like the Cowboys and the Chiefs really exposed us for who we are.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie to you about that. But missing Brandon Graham is a hurt piece, and I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna say this: they missed the call. I didn't see a play-by-play, Mike, but they missed the call on Zach Ertz. In the end zone.
He was climbing up the ladder. Hell yeah. He was climbing up his body.
That's what I'm saying. To me, we had to fight against 2 components. We had to fight against the rest. And then you call that bullcrap play on JJ, I think, a Whiteside. That would come on. Oh, and then you got the commentator. I know you didn't hear it, but you got the commentator. He didn't extend the arm. The arm was like right here. He didn't extend it. On that, I can't remember what touchdown that was.
That was a touchdown. It was the last touchdown we had. To what's his name? Zach Ertz walked in.
Right. So it definitely was Zach Ertz. So when you look at that situation, the game could have been way closer than it was. When you look at it, even though we only lost by 8 points, we know their last touchdown was really garbage time.
12 still. 12, 42-30.
42. Oh, yeah. You're right, because they scored. Yeah. My bad.
They made Anthony Harris spin around. And see, that's what I'm saying. We don't have all the components to blitz like that, because if you don't hit home and you're going against a deadly team like that, that's what's Tyreek one-on-one with your safety. It's goodbye. It's good night.
Right. Penalties. We lead in the league in penalties, and we did it again. 13 again. Was it 11 or 13? It was one of them.
Way too many for my liking.
Like you cannot beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. And we did win. We did win a turnover game, but it was only 1-0. but you cannot keep making these stupid plays. You know what I mean? Derek Barnett. Steve said last week that he think Derek Barnett is a dirty player, and I protected Derek Barnett. The more and more I look at it,
that wasn't a dirty play he did. He did fall.
It wasn't, but he could have got out of the way. You know that you're in a situation to where as though if you hit, it's Patrick Mahomes. If you breathe on him the wrong way, you're going to get a penalty.
Can't go low.
You have to know the circumstances. And Barnett does not know that. In his mind, it's just go time. No, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. I thought Hargrave had a good game. I thought Josh Sweat had a good game. Fletcher Cox was, where was he?
Yeah, that middle of the defense. The middle of the defense is just, I don't understand what we're doing. Like, we're playing like we got away from the wide nine, but we're not pinching under the D lines. Like, I know they were spreading this out with the spread set and having one running back there, but you look at the camera from behind Mahomes' head, it's like there's nobody over the center. There's nobody over the center, and they're just running right up the middle, like Zeke did. But I want to ask you a question though. I mean, Barnett has more penalties than he has sacks in his career, and I know that it's just a time where you got to say, bro, you're making $10 million and you lead our team in penalties. But as you said, 3 touchdowns call back from penalties, right? Defense can't get off the field. If there's anything positive, and again, I don't talk about moral victories, but I wanted to see a competent football game. They're still lacking the situational coaching perspective of, man, I'm inside the 10. This field gets shorter. Let's run the ball there. Like, I still am upset that Miles got 7 touches. Kenny Gainwell had 3 touches. So running backs ran the ball 10 times, 1 for Reagor, 8 for. So we ran the ball a total of 19 times, 8 to Hurts, 7 to Sanders, 3 to Gainwell, 1 to Reagor, right? So if you factor all that, like, we got to understand that some of the runs are going to be Hurts, design runs, pullback, whatever. Okay, cool. It's about when you run the ball, and I need the ball to be ran inside the 10-yard line. We scored on the 3rd and 6 because we ran the ball, but we were forced in 1st and 3 and threw the ball 3 times. You got to be better there, but I do got to give Hurts. Hurts started out the game hot. Then he missed Zach Ertz on a touchdown that I thought, come on, Hurts, you can't miss that. But throughout the game, you've seen him make tough throws. The word is he can't hit slam plays. He hit a couple slam plays. The word is he can't do this. What was said he can't do. And I'm not saying this game negates to Dallas or this game makes him, he arrived. But it's good to see signs. He threw for 387 yards and 2 touchdowns, 32 of 48. So it was a good completion percentage. I just think that if you do not run the ball in the red zone, at least in the red zone, like, I want it more. So do you, Fresh. But if I'm with a guy who looks to be stubborn, I mean, we yelled at him and he didn't do it the way clearly not the way we wanted it. So I will settle for at least running the ball in the red inside the 10. I need at least one. If you get the ball inside the 10, run the ball. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely agree with you. Like, you already know what my focus was on in the pregame. Run a damn ball. But the offense was not gonna say successful because we didn't win, but they was better. And that's what you look for in a rookie head coach. And the Jalen Hurts was not a rookie, but you can say a rookie starter or whatever you want to call it. So here's the thing with me that I want to ask you: is it that they're trying to push Gainwell and probably trade Miles Sanders? It's really looking like that to me because Gainwell is getting more touches, hands down. And you seen when it was a screen to Miles Sanders in the 4th quarter when we was down 12, and he got like I'm gonna say like it was like 15 yards. the way that he threw that ball down, he's frustrated because he's like, dude, I'm somebody that can help this team, and you're not using me. And you seen the frustration on him. And as soon as he's like spiked the ball, I said, damn, he's really frustrated because I get it. You come into the game last week, you get 2 touches. You come to this game, you get, 7 touches? So in 2 games, he got 9 touches. That's horrible.
He caught some passes, but still, rushing is what you want from as a running back. You're right.
Exactly. And then you got Gainwell, who was out playing him when you look at the stats for real, but it's not really his fault. It's not really his fault. And Gainwell, this game could have looked a lot different if they would have.
We got away with one. That was huge. Hey, shout out to, I don't know if it was Sirianni in his head, but Jalen Hurts going to the line, hiking that ball quick. Whew,
no, they was already on a go-go though. Like that whole drive, they was on a go-go. So
I know, but they want an extra go-go.
But here's the thing with that. If they wasn't already on a go-go and Andy Reid seen them, he probably like, what's going on? Like, why? But since they already was on a go-go, that's probably why they not. But when you seen that,
fresh, when the initial hit, did you think it was a fumble or did you realize it on the play? Me too.
I didn't see it until to the other camera view. Yeah. When they showed the other camera view, I said, "Oh, that's a fumble. We definitely got away with one." But Kansas City got away with a lot. I seen a lot of holding again. I seen touchdown. See. The fact of the matter is we got beat because we had to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns. And 2 or 3 of them, if you really want to get technical, was kind of on the referees, man. I'm not saying the referees lost this game because you still got to line up as a defense and you still got to try to put a stop to them. And you can't have Eric Wilson. I seen Eric Wilson twice on Tyreek Hill get burnt for touchdowns. That can't happen. You see a 5 wide receiver set, either you call a timeout or you see the set first. When they bring on their guys, you're supposed to have a spy up there in the cloud saying, "Yo, it's 5 wide receivers. All right, let's bring out 3 cornerbacks and 2 safeties, not 3 linebackers." And to me, that Gainwell. I don't know if he got the call because it's a lot of things that go on between the game. But I don't know if he got the call on that. But you cannot never ever have Tyreek Hill being covered by Eric Wilson.
Facts. No linebacker. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like and to me, that's what won the game was those 2 touchdowns on Eric Wilson. Even though Tyreek Hill had 3. But and he backflipping on us and all that kind of stuff. And it looked kind of crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. They did do better against the run, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it wasn't as belligerent as it was against Dallas. Like it was like, damn, y'all can't stop.
Bro, we were getting blown. The run was killing us.
And
hold up.
And another thing that I can say, Kansas City changed their game plan against us.
They ran it down our throats.
Not only did they run it, but they usually Patrick Mahomes is a gunslinger. He took what the defense gave him, and those 2 losses is what helped with that. Those 2 losses, Gate City, that. But let me get to my point. Those 2 losses is what helped with them taking what the defense was giving them, and Patrick Mahomes being in a situation to where as though I don't got to throw it downfield. Now he might be even more dangerous because he's saying, "Yo, I don't really got to throw it downfield," and it's more scarier because you got to understand. Travis Kelce only had 1 reception, and they didn't blow us out, but when you look at the final score, it's not as close as the road.
The first three quarters, first 3 quarters were close, and then they blew us out in the end.
Yeah.
Real quick to your point. So the running backs. Let's look at the running backs and the fullback, because they did run the fullback one time on a 3rd and short, and he picked up 5. So 25 carries from halfbacks and RBs for 167 yards. That's getting what they want on us. 25 carries, $167. That's just the running backs. Mikael Hardman had 2 carries for 25. So they did 2 wide receiver reverses for 25. But just as a running back group, including the fullback, because they're the halfback, still got a back on their name. 25 carries for $167. Again, that inside look. I understand we played 2 teams in Dallas and Chiefs who can pass the ball on us. And that's what they did. You got 2 teams who love to pass the ball more than run. But they said, I refuse to pass the ball. I'll run it. And we couldn't stop them. So listen, you're going to get teams coming in here who are better passers. They're going to say, run the ball against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's as simple as that. But go ahead, Gate. What's going on with you?
Not much, guys. I mean, look, the offense, at least the offense, I thought the play calling was pretty good. I liked what they were doing with the tight ends and the running backs. I liked the way they got Devontae Smith involved in the game. Rager didn't have a big game and he wasn't targeted much, but I did like the fact of how they utilized him when he was utilized. I thought offensively, there was a couple of things here and there. I thought Nick Sirianni got bailed out on the first drive by a penalty, basically forcing him into a field goal to making the correct decision there.
Right. And he caught a timeout though too.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, from the play calling standpoint, like the offense wasn't the problem today at all. Defensively, man, this is back-to-back games giving up 40 points. You can't call yourself bend don't break when you're giving up 40. That's just break.
Yeah.
That's just straight break.
That's what I said when I started this whole thing. I said it's just break.
Yeah, like that's we were talking about Sirianni. I like Gannon. Gannon deserves an opportunity. This can't keep continuing. And I know we faced really good offenses the past 2 weeks, but both of those teams had some issues coming in. And Sirianni really bailed him out a little bit, or it could have been more points on the board because Sirianni was playing a little bit of ball control on Kansas City, to be quite honest. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Gannon, but it's got to be better than this, man. We've got to be better than this defensively. And I know that we have deficiencies in our linebackers. I get that. But the overall defense is not horrible. It's not as bad as it's playing.
Gate, what do you – so your concern is where is in the run defense, right? That's your main concern because if you look at both 40-point performances against our defense, the main success was the run game. Like teams ain't throwing for 300 on us. They're running for, again, the Cowboys ran for $180 or $160. The Chiefs ran for 160 yards, not including the wide receivers. And the wide receiver rushers count. So it's 187, 190 yards on our defense.
Yeah, some of you guys in the comments, I don't know what game you're watching, but if you're playing this on Sirianni, you need glasses. You need glasses straightforward.
Yeah.
You need glasses.
Say this though,
because you're way off base, guys. I'm sorry.
I don't blame him. I don't like. He's not my top guy. He's not probably not even my top 3, and Jalen Hurts isn't neither. So I definitely don't blame it on the offense. I do blame a lot on the defense, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not that guy. But today I think I have to be because we have to be real about the situation. I think the rest cost us 2 to 3 touchdowns. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was hard. It was horrible, and we did get away with a fumble. You know what I mean? So I will say that. But when you look at the Zach Ertz the dude is climbing on his back right before the situation where we got stopped or whatever the case may be. That should have been first down. Like, this dude is literally climbing on his back. And it's Zach Ertz. It's Zach Ertz. So we're not talking about none of these wide receivers that's young and up and coming. We're talking about a star that's been a star and that leads tight ends. You know what I mean? In a lot of categories. So to me, that should have been called. I thought, and I didn't get your take on this, Mike or Gates. I thought that the Devontae Smith out of bounds, he was being pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, Gate, what is that? How do you establish yourself back in it? What is the criteria?
From my
because
perspective, Devontae Smith clearly reestablished himself back in play.
3 steps.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there was a clear reestablishment back in the play. What they ruled was that he willingly went out of bounds, which to me is BS. Just because you're hand fighting, I don't buy the excuse that was given from the commentators.
But not only hand fighting, the dude look. Yeah. You can you want to talk about, all right. So and then we and this is going to point to J.J. Whiteside, who I'm not going to lie is a hell of a blocker, and he is.
He is.
That's all. It's a shame. That's all he. It's a shame that's all he do. But he is a hell of a blocker, and he did have a fumble. We didn't get it, but he did have a fumble, a forced fumble. On a punt, but that J.J. Whiteside pass interference, offensive pass interference on a touchdown was horrible. You cannot call that play. You cannot. Yeah. I'm sorry. You cannot.
I agree with you. Technically, it was a penalty, but 99.9% of the time, it's never going to get called down there,
unless you're Philadelphia Eagle.
Hey, Gabe, can you explain to me this though? Like, I don't understand this. And I can't really hear the commentators because I'm doing a live play-by-play and it's all me. When Quez Watkins in that one play where he was trying to turn around and he got clearly pushed out of bounds and he kind of got hurt on that play, right? He got pushed, like 2 hands on the back of his back got pushed. And I kind of tried to take my headphone out and listen. And the commentator say something like, oh, because Jalen Hurts was out of the pocket, it was a scramble play. Or did you understand? What is that? Because I didn't understand that. I thought it was just I got no explanation for that.
So technically he's correct. There's still rules around it, right? Like you still can't hold. You still there, there's still things you can't do there. And I think the problem you run into with that play is the way you're defining that is because Jalen Hurts has broke the pocket. That then gives the defender some leeway because it could become a running play. But so then what my question will come into play is then when does something become a block in the back then?
Correct.
Because, that's what he did. He blocked him in the back out of the end zone. But, to me, it was a heads-up play by the defense on that one. It was a smart play by the defender, to be honest. It didn't get called. And why chase a dude around if you could just nudge him out of bounds real quick because you know that Hurts broke the pocket? To me, I have a bigger problem with the Smith call than I do that call.
Yeah,
saying that he didn't reestablish himself, saying that he willingly went out of bounds. Like, I don't think we were going to win this game, but I do think this game could have been a lot closer. You know what I mean? And I think that play definitely kind of burned us a little bit because to me, he clearly reestablished himself. He clearly did not give himself up on the sideline. He was clearly, even though they're hand fighting, come on, the defender's clearly nudging him out of bounds with his arm. Like,
yeah, that was
extended on top of it.
All right, so what about the J.J. Whiteside one?
That's one that, look, technically, it's a penalty. It is technically a penalty. It's just that if JJ didn't extend his arms as far as he extended them, it would have never been called. Some of it has got to be a little bit on hey, JJ, you cannot extend your arms that far. Just run through them. But
that's what I said in the live. I said, JJ, you're big. Run through the guy. Don't move. Don't even use your hands. Run the route and get some incidental context.
I think JJ's looking at it from the same way that all three of us are looking at it, which is generally speaking down on the red zone that does not get called. You allow guys to play in the red zone like that, especially not even the red zone, really the goal line. When you get into the goal line, a lot of the times that kind of stuff just doesn't get called. Like, I was a little shocked that got called. I was like, whoa, they called that back?
Yeah, holding don't get called. And and here's another thing I got to bring up. And I said this earlier, Gates, you wasn't on here. I'm starting to agree with you on Derek Barnett. I really am. Like, dude, you get a penalty damn near every single game. You get these roughing the passers, you get these personal fouls every single game. Now, I will give him a little slack on that penalty. The guy was blocking him, but it's like after I watched it again, it seemed like he crawled to him to get to his ankles. You know that's going to get called. On third down, you cannot make that play.
He always goes low. Like let it go. Because he has more penalties than sacks, bro. You're not good.
Look, I'll say this about Hurts, man. I thought outside of there were a couple of throws where I was like, Jalen, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was that first on that touchdown. Yeah,
but for the majority of the game, I thought he did a pretty good job, man. I thought I saw a couple plays where I knew he wanted to push the ball vertically, but he came down and he hit the check down. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's a good sign.
That's
he's like,
learning. I
saw every inch of his body wanted to throw that ball vertically, but he's like, nah, it's open underneath. I'm going to get good 10, 15 yards if I just check this down. I thought he, for the most part, man, we can nitpick a couple of throws, sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought it was a much improved game offensively.
But
I thought the system and the scheme made sense.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not going to lie to you. When you look at what Jalen Hurts did and you look at what Patrick Mahomes did, I understand he got more touchdowns, but I thought Jalen Hurts had a harder time, and Patrick Mahomes guys was getting more open than our guys was. I thought that Jalen Hurts played a better game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's not because Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. I thought the difficulty of throws because of guys really not getting separation as much. And Patrick Mahomes and them was running the football. They was running the football. Like Mike just stats.
167 from the back.
They get down to the goal line and he do that little shuttle pass. And all.
That's the Andy Reid special. McNabb and Westbrook was doing that. Why? We should know this they don't know. They're not Eagle fans, but that's the same thing. Westbrook and McNabb.
And to me, it was just so easier for him because of them running the ball, like I said, and them getting to the goal line. And that's why I think Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like what Jalen Hurts did. I like the fact of the matter that he took a lot of check downs, and I seen some crossing routes. I seen some inline routes, and I was happy to see that.
Devontae had an early one.
Exactly. And I think Nick Sirianni is starting to get it. Now we have to get Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon on the same page in the same game, and we're going to see how that's going to go. But I do think Nick Sirianni started to get it. Like, yo, I have playmakers. It's not like I don't have anybody. You got Quez Watkins. You got Rhaegar. You know what I mean? I like how you use Rhaegar on the end around. I like how you use Quez Watkins on the screen. I like how you use Devontae Smith on comeback routes. I do like what I seen. I would have liked to see more running, though. I'm not going to lie to you, y'all. We still need to run the ball more. Like, it wasn't enough, especially for Miles Sanders. And before I finish, Gates, I asked Mike about this. I don't think he was on. I'm starting to think that they're trying to trade Miles Sanders for something because they're using Kenneth Gainwell more than they're using Miles. What you think about that?
I mean, they might be, but I think it'd be a mistake. I still think Miles Sanders was pretty effective. Like I said, guys, I don't really – to me, it's not so much about running the football. When I talk about the running backs, you got to keep something balanced. But I want touches in the hands of the running backs. Whether you're splitting them out, whether it's a check, you got to get the ball into these tight ends and these running backs' hands more. And I thought that I saw a few things in this game I liked a lot because it seemed like he went back, he rethought about it conceptually and said, okay, there were some big problems in Dallas. Early, now late in the game, I will say that I didn't see as much motion, but early in the game, a lot of pre-snap motion offensively. There was a ton of pre-snap motion offensively early in the football game.
It was.
Late in the game, I thought we kind of fell back into the offense a little bit, and we didn't do that so much. But I saw that from a game plan perspective, he was like, okay, we've got to get some stuff breaking across the middle. We've got to get these guys in motion, and we've got to find a way of working our running backs and our tight ends into this game plan somehow. I will say that with Miles Sanders, though, you played running back, so, I mean, you'll have insight to this. I don't always think he sees things very well. I think when he sees it, he sees it. But I do think that he struggles at times to really see it.
He doesn't. It was one play. It was one play. He had a open lane to the right, and he went to the left, and it was just cluttery right there. And I'm like, dude, go to the right. And he knew it when he got up. He was like frustrated and grabbed the ball and went like this. But it's like you have to see that even before the play, while the play is going. You have to see these kind of things. You aren't taught that as a running back and to have vision. His vision is really not good, and it's been like that for a while. I remember, last year? He had an 80-yard rush, but he should have scored because he didn't follow his block. Yeah. Like he has to get better at that. But once again, it's his third year. It's his third year. You know what I mean? And being at how fast the NFL, never played in the NFL, being at how fast the NFL is that I see, you have to adjust to that. But you know how you do that, Mike? You know how you do that, Steve? It's by getting more freaking reps.
Correct.
How about you give the guy the ball more? Because last year and this year, he's not getting the ball enough. So maybe if you give him the ball more, he can see things better. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah. I'll say this, guys. I'll say this.
No, go ahead.
I think Nick did a pretty good job with the game plan. I don't really, like I said, there were a couple issues I had here and there with play calling, but for the most part, I thought he called a pretty good game.
Yeah, but they should have ran the ball more. They still should have ran the ball more.
I'll still say this. I still feel like the smart decision, given how much development this team needs, is for Sirianni to handle the game plan, for Sirianni to handle the concepts and all that stuff, to be the guy that oversees it. But turn your play calling over for a few weeks at least, because we still have a lot of things offensively to where we're leaving, space on the bread to put butter, if you will. Yeah. We got more space to butter that bread, to be real. Like
penalties is number one on that list to me, Gates.
Mm-hmm. You can't. And I think it would benefit them. I think it would benefit them to be able to see it and get on these guys and be like, guys, what are we doing here? Like Dillard had a pretty good game overall, but man,
I thought the offensive line,
stuff, bro.
I thought the whole offensive line did well.
Yeah.
Being as though it's a makeshift offensive line and you just putting guys in today and you taking guys off and you switching guys, I thought they actually did a good job. But once again, I don't think Kansas City
pass rush
is that good.
Well, look, I got this is my whole key. This is my biggest thing with Nick Sirianni. And we even saw it against San Francisco. Like Gate said this on the pregame. Nick Sirianni play calling wasn't that bad against San Fran. And I will concede it. But what I do not like, and I saw in San Fran, and I saw today, is the guy situational running. Look, I'm willing to concede whatever Howie Roseman and Laurie are doing, because they might be behind it. I'm willing to concede that this is a passing league. We want to do this. You gave the ball to Sanders and Gainwell multiple times in the flats. You catch it 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. You're running for 6. That's like a run. I'm willing to concede that kinda. I still want to run the ball. But in the 10-yard line, in the red zone, you can. This has been the biggest cloud over our head. San Fran 20-20, 20-20. KC 20-20, 20-20. You get inside the red zone and you stall. And inside the red zone is when you're really lacking calling a run play. And this is the crazy thing, right? Because I was in my live play-by-play. We got the ball down to the 3-yard line, first and goal at the 3. First one, pass to Greg Ward. A little far, but Greg Ward got 2 hands on it, drop. Cool. Second play, pass to Sanders. Try to do the whole, I'm going to pass it to Sanders instead of run it to Sanders. Outside, he loses 3 yards. Then we throw another play, and Jalen Hurts is scrambling out. The pressure's in his face. He throws it away. We settle for a field goal, right? That's on the 3-yard line. 3 passes. We didn't even gain a yard. We got to settle for a field goal. And then Nick Sirianni, we get back in there, right? Again, the flags are the flags. The flags are just, there's some language out there that flag equals Eagles. You can't convince me otherwise. We get pushed outside the 12, right? Whatever happens, play. We get back to the 6-yard line. And what does Nick Sirianni do? He just pulls the last play on his card and picks a 3rd and 6 run and play up the middle by Kenneth Gainwell. And it looks so sweet. Touchdown on a 3rd and 6. Maybe he had the mindset he was going to go for it. So if he only got 3 yards, he still would have went for it. But I can concede to Nick Sirianni and his upper management not to run the ball 20-20 if it's moving. I'm a guy who says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what's broke is our red zone offense. And what is missing from our red zone offense is a running game. I don't care. It's me. Run the ball inside the 20 gate. You don't, come on. Like, you don't agree at least if you're inside the 5, inside the 10, shouldn't there be at least one run? Shouldn't there? Shouldn't there?
Yeah, in order to do that, though, you're going to have to utilize somebody like Boston Scott, or you're going to have to utilize Jordan Howard.
Why can't Sanders go up the middle, though? I'm talking about
not an read, man. Sanders, there are times where Sanders makes such a great read and he gets through, but it's not consistent. He's just not consistent. And
all right, so single back Scott Gainwell.
I don't think that and that's why I keep talking about Jordan Howard. In those positions, that's where Jordan Howard needs to come in. I don't think that that they trust Miles Sanders to make the right read, to be able to power and get in that situation. But you definitely have to get in that situation. I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see more of Gainwell and Miles Sanders in the red zone. You know what I mean? A little RPO there, using Gainwell in the slot. And we don't really see too many RPOs in the red zone. You know what I mean? And maybe if we do, I gotta look at the tape. But maybe if we do, we have to look at Jalen Hurts on that, because we got to understand that's his decision. See, we talk about we are leading the league in RPOs, so we talk about not running the football. But we do have to look at Jalen Hurts on that because of how high of a volume the RPOs are. So it's his decision to give Miles Sanders or Kenneth Gainwell the football rather than passing it. We got to understand that too.
Yeah, and that's why I think a coach needs to take it away a little bit. I think we should low key, get out of it a little bit. And or look, there's times where he's a young quarterback. He say, stop reading the field, and I'm going to need you to hand the ball off. I want Miles to go in between the tackles. I want him to take the ball and go in between the tackles, find the hole. You still got to go around it. But again, I'm willing to concede, because listen, you can't tell me that the Eagles weren't going up and down. And every time the Eagles got the ball, we moved 50 yards. Like, there was not one time we got the ball where we went, got the ball, up 3 and out, punt. The Eagles did whatever we want between the 20s. So if you're giving me whatever I like as T.I. would say, if you can take whatever you like, whatever that shit is called, right? If you can get whatever you like, I'm cool with it. But inside the red zone, the pass game shrunk. Nick Sirianni got a call at least just to make me a little happy, more runs in the red zone. That's just where I'm at.
All right,
I think but see, there's a difference, though. I mean, it depends on where you're at in the red zone, Mike. I think if you're inside the 5, then yeah, I agree with you. I also think that there's times where it's not necessarily that you got to put the ball inside the hands of the running backs. I mean, I think using Jalen Hurts the correct way inside the red zone.
Hey, a quarterback keeper. All I said is I needed somebody to run it into the end zone inside the 3, and we saw 3 passes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at Kenneth Gainwell's stats, right? The man, he only had 3 rushing attempts, but he's basically averaging 10 yards a rush, 31 yards on that.
Gainwell's good.
Then he had 8 targets, 6 receptions for 58 yards. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm mad as hell I didn't pay him on my fantasy. That man scored 16 points. They're using him more than they're using Miles Sanders, and it's not even close. And I'm not gonna say it's not close, but when you look at the production of Gainwell, and you look at that, you got to pay Miles Sanders coming up. It's really looking like Gainwell might be the guy. Gainwell is like an Alvin Kamara type of guy.
Real quick though,
he is him, but He really is. Like when you look at the stats, and if he's the guy, his stats are going to be better. His production is going to be better. I like Miles Sanders. You already know Penn State forever, man. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But, and I said this in the beginning of the season before any snap was taken, I said Gainwell has a chance to take Miles Sanders' job. He is that good. You know what I mean? And you see them using him, and I think the coaching staff feel as though he's that good. But to get back to the game, this defense needs to go out and get the dude from the Lions.
Jamie Collins.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we do. You need to throw the kitchen sink, the refrigerator, the floor.
We got money. What you hate.
What I'm saying. Like
restructured Cox.
The kitchen sink, the towels, everything everything. And you need to go get him, because stopping the run is a problem. And once again, I said this pregame. It's not because of the defensive line. The defensive line does help stop the run. They clog the holes, yada, yada, yada. But your linebackers, your second level, has to put a hat on the head. And to me, they're not doing that, man. I didn't see as much rotation, correct me if I'm wrong, as I did the last couple of weeks. I didn't see Bradley out there a lot. I seen TJ Edwards. I seen Eric Wilson with a interception. Finally, we have an interception. So shout out to him for that. But shout out to Josh Sweat, my guy, for getting that, for basically causing that interception. But
he was all over him.
But I do have a problem with this linebacker core. And to me, until you get a guy that's going to be able to stop the run, we're going to be in trouble. Like when you look at our schedule, everybody got a running back. Everybody got a running back. And they see, like everybody watches tape and they see, oh, they can't stop this. They can't stop that.
Oh, we're going to get ran on all day.
We have yet to turn anybody over to get the ball back when we're down 1 or 2 scores. Only time we do it if it's a penalty or if it's some dumb stuff like that. But we can't stop the run. When you know, I know, the officials know, the commentators know, the Nick Sirianni know, Jonathan, everybody knows they're running the ball, and we still can't stop them. That's a problem to me. Until that is fixed, we are in trouble.
Yeah, listen, whenever you have a defense that can't stop, the Eagles have a top 7 run defense in the last 5 years. I forgot what it feels like, right? Catching a touchdown for 60 yards is kind of demoralizing, but you're like, all right, next play won't be as bad. But when you see a team just go 5 yards, first down, 4 yards, first down, 6 yards, first down, that's ripping the heart out. But shout out to Daniel Hill with the 199 super chat. Honestly, I want to see more quarterback draws like they did with Vic. And I won't necessarily go draw, but I'm with Daniel Hill in a sense that, okay. You don't want to use the running backs, perfectly fine. But you're inside the 3, inside the 5. You got a guy who can use the running back as a blocker on a little between the tackle, John. Just do something. The ball has to be ran into the end zone, and I'm happy. And I agree with Daniel. And as Gates said, be creative. Use his legs. And where does a quarterback's legs come in handy? One reason why I never messed with Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart was a good running back for the Carolina Panthers, but I would never take him. You know why? Because when they got to the inside the 5, Jonathan Stewart wasn't getting a rushing touchdown. It was Cam Newton. Jonathan Stewart got maybe once in a while a rushing touchdown inside the 5 or the 10 because it went to Superman. And maybe he's not Superman, but maybe he could be Batman. Get him in the end zone. Simple.
Batman did kill Superman, right?
I don't know, but I'm not big on that, man. All right. Well, maybe I'm hitting something there too.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you. Hey,
but Gate, let me ask you this though. You elaborated on Jalen Hurts looking pretty good this game. Overall, like if you graded him, not just the throws, because like from a quarterback, and I know you really want to look at the all 22, but just the decision makings, the overall play, like where you stand with this game, only this game.
I mean, he had the one really bad pass early in the game where he was just trying to do too much. And he's got to reel that kind of play back because that's what you can't have in a game against Kansas City. Like, you can't afford a turnover. We got really lucky on that one. Now, I will say this. I don't even know why they needed to review that. That was quite obvious from the play on the field. The ball hit the ground. But I guess the refs didn't have a great angle at it. I don't know. I'll say that I thought that there were a few times I could tell, like I said earlier, I thought he really wanted to push the ball downfield, but he played into the rhythm of what you need to do offensively, checked it back down, got to 10, 15 yards, and he moved the ball. I thought this game was incredibly important to control the clock, try to keep your defense as fresh as you can, and it kept us in the game for a long time. Like, it really wasn't until towards the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, that things kind of got out of control. Ultimately, he's still a young quarterback. He's still got a lot to learn. It's difficult to grade things without seeing the 22 and seeing everything. But I will say the early stuff that they were doing offensively, those first couple of series, I liked what I saw a lot. I thought that there was a lot of common sense approach to what they were trying to do. I think the big key for this offense is I don't care if you run the ball. I don't care if you're running it through a West Coast offense where you're moving more lateral. You have to win early in downs and set yourself up for manageable second downs and certainly manageable third downs. Because if we don't do that with a team that doesn't run the ball at high volumes, you're going to fall behind in games quickly. Now, I will say this: not every team is going to come out here and be as explosive as Kansas City. So what I want to know is when you play an opponent that's not quite as explosive as Kansas City, will you still use an approach that makes sense? Will you still do those things to where you are using pre-snap motion, right? Will you do the things to where you're winning early in downs to set yourself up for better conversion rate, chances? And I can't answer that they're going to do that when we get to different opponents. I think that this was an opponent where they looked at it and said, hey, man, we got to try to keep the ball out of their offense's hands as much as possible. Because let's be real, outside of a turnover,
they didn't punt.
I don't know that we really stopped them at any point outside of the turnover.
Didn't punt. It went touchdown, turnover, touchdown, whatever. Maybe I'm counting too many.
They punter literally took the night off. Like, literally took the night off. He got paid this game to do nothing.
Yo, they literally told him to go home in the first quarter. They're like, we don't need you. We can see it. They sweet.
Yeah.
They sweet up front.
I want to get into some good and some bad. Like I said, I do like what the offenses bring in. Shout out to Jake Elliott. Has not missed a field goal since. After I say that, why she started missing. But,
yeah, right. And I was trying to tell people to watch Jake. I'm not fully done with Jake. A lot of people were really on him bad. So shout out to him.
I seen some players step up, you know what I mean? But I seen some players doing what they were supposed to be doing. They just wasn't getting the opportunity, and I do feel that way about Miles Sanders. But this is a hurt piece loss, not only because it was a loss, because it was the fact that we're the only team in the NFC East to lose today.
Oh yeah, speak on that. That was going through early in the thing.
Yeah, we're the only what?
We're the only NFC East team to lose today. Everybody else won.
Giants beat the Saints in
Giants
OT.
beat the Saints. Washington beat the Falcons, and Dallas beat the Panthers. So when you look at it, we are 1-3. Everybody, well, not everybody. Everybody, but Dallas
we're tied with the Giants.
Yeah, we're tied with the Giants, 1-3. Washington is 2-2, and Dallas is 3-1. So we're basically last place in the NFC East, and we still do have a tough schedule coming up. That's why
we have a very difficult schedule coming up. I mean, the next couple of weeks aren't going to be easy. I will say I don't think Carolina is necessarily explosive on offense, but it's not. They're going to be favored in that game, and they should be favored. I'm not I'll be honest with you though. I think Washington has potential, but they don't necessarily scare me. I'm not scared of the Giants at all.
No, I'm not.
But here's the thing.
I'm just talking about today.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about how I feel today that we the only team to lose in the NFC.
I think Dallas is legit good. I hate to say it.
Dallas might be.
We did play a better team than everybody else, and we did hold our ground other than the I want to say really the fourth quarter. I thought for 3 quarters we really held our ground. After the fourth quarter, definitely some referee help, they took over. You know what I mean? Like they got back. But that's what they do. They're better in the second half than they are in the first half every game. That's
Yeah.
why I thought that
Yeah.
we would have a chance to take them by the hem, being home, take them by the hem in the first in the first half. But shout out to Andy Reid getting his 100th win on two different teams. That's special, and
Big dog, big red.
yeah, we know
And
he got 100 wins over here, so we cannot disrespect the man. The man is a Hall of Famer. Like he's just a walking legend right now.
Yes,
Everybody want to talk about Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick got the Super Bowls, so they're going to call Bill Belichick the GOAT. But when Andy Reid is right there to me,
he's he's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, when you look at what he has done, man. So shout out to him about that, man. The Eagles are not done. Like we do notice the NFC East, like even though Dallas has a pretty easy schedule coming up, their back end ain't sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like we out of the race. It's not, we 2 games out. You know, anything can happen. And we do got to play the NFC East too. So
yeah, but this is what I would say about our schedule. Listen, we do have, it didn't change overnight. We have a 4th place schedule, but this is what happened come the first couple weeks of the season, right? So the 4th place schedule that we were given, right? Carolina was supposed to be sweet. They were undefeated before the Dallas loss. The Raiders were supposed to be, they were pretty good before. I don't know what happened to them. Denver was supposed to be, they're pretty good before whatever. So what happened was the 4th place schedule, you play 4th place teams. The other 4th place teams stepped up. Can we step up? That is the big question. Look, by no means do I ever say moral victory, but, you know, I thought the Eagles were going to get low-key destroyed if Jalen Hurts played any type of Cowboys game and if Nick Sirianni looked like the Cowboys game. I think the design runs from Hurts and still just a little sprinkle more running with Sanders made the team, or I don't know, but I can't argue with an offense that's going up and down the 20s, but the red zone offense is where we really need help. And so far, the run game and the red zone offense hasn't been utilized. Or call up an Andy Reid play and flick it to somebody. And like Gates said, you know, maybe Sanders can't go up the middle, or he you know, leaves things on the field with finding the right holes. But that's why you got Kenneth Gainwell. That's why you have a spot for a 3rd running back, a la 26-year-old Jordan Howard. You got a spot for a Jordan Howard who's 26 years old. And don't tell me, I don't care what's physically wrong with him. Mentally, he knows how to get between the guard, the tackle, the center, because he did it for 3 years straight. So maybe he's not physically up to the task, but he will find the crease in short yardage situations. And that is where we got to be better at. Situational running.
And it's a different pace. It's like you throwing a defense a different pace. And you got your hard hitting guy like Miles Sanders a lot, but he's not that guy that's gonna give you that shoulder bump. That's going, you know what I mean? He's not gonna put a licking on you, not gonna put a hurt on you. You know what I mean? But
hey, we just hit an hour. You want to drop? We just hit an hour. You want to drop the link and let a couple people, because we're not gonna stay on too much longer. But you want to drop the link and let a couple people come on and say what they think?
Yeah, we can. What's up to y'all?
Fine.
Gate?
Yeah, it's fine.
Gate's zoned out right now, man.
No, I said it's good.
Yeah, here we go. I'm dropping the link. But go ahead. Y'all continue what you were saying. Sorry. Gate?
I wouldn't. It was Reese that was talking. No, look.
Go ahead.
Defense. The defense is the problem right now to me. I mean, look, we can sit here and argue and say what, but at the end of the day, we can be mad about how little they ran the ball, whatever. They still put 30 up. We say, well, one of those scores was junk time. Well, one of those scores was clearly a touchdown. They got taken off the board too. So, I mean, to me, you can't have back-to-back 40-point weeks, man. It's just defensively, we got too many problems, I think, right now. I just don't think we're very good defensively. And I think Brandon Graham's injury is significant. I think we're in trouble from the run defense standpoint. I just don't. I think, we heard them say that they don't care about the alignment of the safeties in terms of free and strong, and both of these guys are going to play similarly, and they were being honest. But I think the real question is do you still need that guy to play in the box? And looking at this roster right now, guys, I said it pregame, I don't know that we have anyone on roster that can play in the box. I think that's a problem, because part of the way that you can shut down the run is by you're supposed to be +1 in the run defense. If you can't get +1 in the run defense, it is pretty hard to stop it without the D-line just absolutely dominating. And I think that teams are wise enough to just zone us. They're zoning our tackles. We don't have Brandon Graham to really crash the edges anymore. And, I like Josh Sweat, but I don't know that Josh Sweat is as anywhere near to Brandon Graham's level of a run defender.
Well, he's not seasoned. He's not seasoned, especially when it comes to the run. Mm-hmm. He will get after the quarterback, but he definitely has to get better at the at stopping the run.
Yeah,
I told you how I felt about Brandon Graham actually the day he got hurt. Like, that's why I'd be scared to talk about players. Like, it seemed like when I talk about him, something bad happens. But I told you how I felt. I thought he was on the same level when we talked about Philadelphia Eagles as Weapon X, man. Like, when you look at everything that he has done for this team, when you look at him being the vocal guy, it's the same. It's the same thing with Weapon X, man. It's the same thing, because the emotion, being able to get that like, and that Super Bowl strip solidified it for me. You know what I mean? I don't care what you talk about in the Eagles' history. No play is bigger than that sack. No play. So losing him was like, even in an Atlanta game, we was getting beat like an African drum in the run before he made that hit. When he made that hit, everything turned around. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Everything turned around after he made that big hit. I can't forget the guy name. I can't remember the guy name. The Atlanta running back.
Mike Davis.
Yeah, Mike Davis. When he made that hit on him, everything shifted.
The tone.
He's the anchor of the run defense. But Gate, let me ask you this. I know you saw some views from behind Patrick Mahomes. Why are we leaving the middle? Why are we have nobody over the center? Like, there's times where it's like, I understand that they're in the shotgun, right? They're in the shotgun, and they got some dangerous weapons, and Nicole Hardman and Tariq Hill, whoever, Kelsey, they got them spread out.
I think they were trying to
definitely spreading our defense.
Yeah, I think they were trying to contain Patrick Mahomes. I think they were trying to play a little containment on the outside on him, to be quite honest.
It was
which didn't matter, because he still got the edges a couple of times, and he could still step up through the middle and run for days. I mean, to be honest, but
it was bad.
Honestly, man, like, Mike, I would love to have the opportunity to sit down with Gannon and have him try to explain this. Brent, like, where does a bend don't break become just straight break to you? Because to some extent, man, you got to stop the run.
You got to stop. Like, the run is important.
But how many blitzes did y'all see?
Like maybe 3, 4 at the most.
I don't even think I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is when he designs blitzes, they're pretty good. He's pretty good at designing the blitzes. He just doesn't utilize them. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying blitz for days, but like, you gotta show Patrick Mahomes some different things. You can't just.
He said none.
You can't just say, be like Jim Schwartz and say defensive line go eat. You gotta give him some pressure, especially on them third downs. Some of them third downs he had no pressure other than the defensive line, and that's a problem, man. How y'all feel about Rodney McLeod being back? I know he got was it a penalty? I know he got a penalty, but.
Yeah, he got a penalty. Shout out to Gamers Godly coming through. Let us know your overall thoughts on this loss to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think it was a good fought game. I think they tried. They just need to step it up a little bit.
What was your biggest issue then in the loss? Or are you just like one of them guys who were like, hey, we held tight with Kansas City for a little bit?
I would agree that the defense needs to play more up against the wide receivers. I think they're playing a little back too far. And like I agree that they be allowing too many 9 yard runs, and I think they need to push up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the zone is too shallow. I think, or not too shallow. I think their zone is it's back too far off, and they're just giving up anything shallow, and it's to the point to where you're making it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 at worst almost every single series, and it's hard to stop teams if you're doing that. They're going to keep pushing the ball. Now, I get if you're getting them in the red zone and you're holding them, or if you're creating a turnover when there's a mistake. But, the last 2 games we did create a turnover out of pure coincidence and luck. But that's how turnovers get created, to be honest. But I just don't think it's good enough, man. Back-to-back 40-point games defensively. I'm concerned about our defense. I think that our defense is going to be a massive overhaul. I think there's going to be a lot of changes happening.
Yeah,
because next couple of years.
As Gate said it multiple times. The simple fact that we have so many 1-year guys in the back end, we got guys who are heavy paid and are older. So between the heavy paid older guys, 31 plus the 1-year contracts, 2022 NFL Eagles defense is like, well, where are they? They didn't show up for no one's. Who are they? But shout out to Zan Shelton with a $2 super chat. He said, how can we get better players? No talent on defense. And I think that ties into everything. I still think it's more of Gannon because, listen, the linebacker position has a lot to be desired. Don't get me wrong, but as Gate alluded to, defensive line, you're still upper echelon in the league. And I don't care what anybody says. If you look at Ronnie McLeod, Anthony Harris, Darius Slay, Steven Nelson, we're still upper echelon. You can put us in the teams. Even if you want to put us at 13, 12, 14, we're upper echelon on that. We're just lower echelon on the linebackers. We still shouldn't be getting 40 burgered all the time if the defensive coordinator does to our strengths.
I think Victor said it, though, in the comments, man. He said, he was talking about the defensive line being a symptom since 2018, but he said maybe start putting a bit more money on the linebackers in the secondary or spending better draft capital on the back end of the defense. Because if you're running out there day 3 picks, you can't expect that you're going to hit on every day 3 pick. It's incredibly difficult to hit when you get that deep into the evaluations of players. Yes, some dudes you get a Kelsey every now and then, and you hit a home run, but you're far more likely to hit in the 1st and 2nd round than the 4th round beyond. Well, I'll say the 4th round you can still hit, but when you start getting into the 5th round and beyond, I think you really start. That's a tough ask, man. I mean, I don't think we're putting enough investment at linebacker and in the secondary in particular. I know we paid Slay, and we waited around and did a pretty smart thing with Nelson to bring the market down when we signed him. But the safeties, man, I mean, hopefully Rodney McLeod stays healthy the whole season. Anthony Harris is only here for 1 more year. Kavon Wallace, when he's been in the lineup, I thought he's been okay, but who's after that? Epps? Does anyone really have confidence in Epps?
Yeah, not really. Hey, Fresh.
Would you guys agree?
Elijah Raleigh might be our next best safety, to be honest.
That's your dude.
Would you guys agree that
give Gamer Golly one more question before?
Yeah.
I like when he came down and stuck the dude in the flats. He made a pretty good read and came down off his man and stuck him in the flats. Yeah.
I think he made some good plays today. I think he was tracking the ball pretty decent.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Nelson had the rougher time, but I don't think it was that Nelson had bad coverage or anything. I just think that Nelson on Tyreek Hill it's a mismatch. Tyreek Hill is a lot faster than Nelson is. It's not, that's not similar 40 times there. Like one dude is like 0.2 of a second slower than the other. That's a really tough ask of anybody.
But I can say this. I think that because I seen Nelson and Avonte Maddox on Travis Kelce, I think that they did a good job. I cannot take that's the one bright spot. but we still and they 40 getting what 1 or 2 receptions.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
They're a dangerous offense. Like when you look at offenses in the league, like it's dumb in this Tampa Bay and the Rams. I mean, we can say Tennessee, but they got wide receivers hurt, and they do got Derrick Henry, but I think they just lost. You know what I mean? So when you look at offenses, though, they're definitely top 2, top 3, and
facts.
I thought
I agree.
I thought they did do a good job against Kelsey, but against everybody else, nah.
Yeah, hey Chris, Perez, just to be clear, I'm not saying that we should give up on Jonathan Gannon. I'm not calling for anyone to be fired or anything like that. I'm saying I'm concerned with what I'm seeing. I'm seeing teams gash us easily and consistently and at will for 7-8 yards on running plays. And although we're not giving up too many deep shots, although that Tyreek Hill play was like, boy, what woof, man, that was rough. Because I mean, he was by himself. Yeah, he was by himself. Yeah, he did. It was a great catch. It was. He's a great player.
Yeah,
but I mean, man, it's just tough, man, because it just feels like teams are moving the ball at will on us, and then you play the better offensive teams, and we're just not holding in the red zone. I mean, it's different if you can hold them in the red zone and you can keep those to field goals. Then you probably got a shot at winning the game. But at the end of the day, you know, it is about points, right? I mean, yeah, you might have a team go on 6 scoring drives, but those are field goals. You still got a shot at winning the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not going to look pretty.
If you turn
we're going to be mad that we gave up 6 scoring drives
into field goals.
Yeah. But I mean, it's tough right now because I can't even, you know, like if you're the offense, you always want to score more than 20. And if you're the defense, your targeted number should be trying to keep your opponent under 20. Now, you can't do that on every game. And every one of us came in here, and I said pregame, I said, if we keep Kansas City under 30 points, we did something right. And for a glimpse of a moment, a fleeting moment, it looked like that could happen, and then it just exploded. I mean,
let me tell y'all something. Other than I mean, this is gonna come to the defense. Other than the rest and the defense that we just talked about the run game, let me tell you how we lost the game. Okay, we had 461 total yards. They had 471. That's fine, right? Penalties. They had 7 for 46 yards. We had 9 for 49 yards. Okay, you can't have 9 penalties. That's a problem. Then we go to third down. This is where we lost the game, y'all.
They only missed
they were 90% on third down. They went 9 of 10, and we was 50%. That's a problem.
That's why we kicked. Yeah.
I'm trying to find a time of possession. I can't find it right now. But
we about to bring in somebody in the backstage. But look, at the end of the day,
time of possession was time. So you did what you were supposed to do as an offense, even though you didn't run the ball as much as I like. But you did the quick passes. You kept everything flowing and flowing. You got Jalen Hurts in a rhythm. Yada yada yada. But the defense lost this game. 9 for 10? Huh?
Yeah.
You cannot let that happen, man. You cannot let that happen. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, you gotta hold them. And we got teams off before the Dallas game, because I don't know what Dallas did, but we were 32%. So teams only converted third downs on us 32% before 2 juggernauts came in. That definitely went up, especially after the Chiefs put that on us. But Dallas converted it a lot too. You got to get off the field on third down, simple and plain. If you hold the Chiefs at field goals, just like they holded us to field goals a couple times, we're in it. But shout out to Bergang 31, content creator himself.
What's good, man?
Go ahead.
What up, guys?
Listen, if there's anybody who's going to sprinkle in any type of positivity and tell us how we're going to win every other single game, it's Bergang 31. Go ahead.
Man, the same mistakes keep happening for us, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys been talking about, the penalties is huge. You know, even the chances we had to stop these guys, you know, because they're the Chiefs, man. They've been averaging over 30 points a game all year long. You know, not too many defenses going to stop these guys. You know, they're going to score at will most of the time, but I felt like we had a couple of chances in there, you know, to get them off the field, but we kept getting penalties, shooting ourselves in the foot, you know, offensively shooting ourselves in the foot. How many times are we going to throw a touchdown and have it called back? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. If Jalen gets all these touchdowns, you're looking at like a 5-touchdown game from him. You know, the score's a lot closer. And, you know, we don't have to kick those 2 field goals, you know what I'm saying, in those situations. So, rough game again.
I think we lost them.
Hello?
We hear you. You skipped for a second, but we got you.
Oh, yeah. Just saying, rough game, man. You know, I wish we would have did better. You know, we fought. But I need our coaches to, you know, Sirianni called a better game this week. I'll give him that. But, you know, when you're in a red zone, 6-yard line, run the ball. You know, simple. Run the ball 2 times at least.
Yeah. I think that's what Mike was saying.
Just get the ball in the end zone with the run. When you did run it, you seen Gailwell score a touchdown. You got to run it. Like, the play action is never going to work if you're only running the ball 3 to 6 times a game. It's never going to work. No matter how good your play call was even supposed to be set up, the linebackers won't bite. You know, you got to run the ball to make them bite. You know, every team does it against us all the last 3 games. Every team runs the ball on us, and then the play action works good, and then we're sitting here like, oh, such and such just gave up a big touchdown, or such and such just gave up a big play. If we don't run the ball, that's never going to happen for our offense. You know? And I think that's just huge, man. Huge problems that we're having on the offensive side. It's not running the ball enough. And, yeah, like you guys said, too, the run defense is horrible. Every game, even the game we won, they come out running the ball down our throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Atlanta ran the ball down our throat the first game. San Francisco came and ran the ball down our throat the next game. The next game after that, you know, we got the Cowboys come run the ball down our throat, you know, early. You know, that's what sets up your offense. So we at least got to do it back to them, you know, and Gannon got to figure out how to stop, you know, that run. You're like, yes, his defense is all right against the pass. You know, we've done held some guys in check for the most part. But it's not going to last the whole game, man, especially if we're throwing the ball so much. You know, time possession, you know, 3 and outs, stuff like that. When the offense is off the field fast, it's going to wear out our defense, and we're never going to win no games, man.
Yeah, time of possession, I agree with a lot you said. Time of possession actually was actually even. It was 29. We actually held the ball longer than them, but we didn't do nothing with it. Another reason why we lost the game is in the red zone, they went 5 for 5. In the red zone, we went 3 for 6. Mm-hmm. That's going to lose you the game every single time. And a lot of that is on the defense. A lot of that, some of that is on the offense. Some of that is on the rest. I thought the rest was horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're going to say we're sore losers or whatever the case may be. But I'm keeping it real. You know me, I keep it tall like City Hall. So I don't give a damn what nobody say.
That's some trash reference. Hell yeah, I don't care too. Call me a hater.
That was horrible. If I was watching another game and I seen the same thing time after time after time, I would have said the same thing. There's no way that you don't call that penalty on Zach Ertz, but then you call J.J. Whiteside for that bull crap.
Yeah.
And then there's no way that you call Devontae Smith getting pushed out of bounds and say that that's a penalty. Like, we gotta understand, man. We gonna take this loss. We gonna wear it on our sleeves. We're gonna wear it on our heart. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But at the same time, we have to understand that the defense has to play better. The defense cannot I don't give a damn what offense you got. I don't give a damn what team you playing. You cannot let them go 90% for third down. You cannot let them go 9 of 10 for third down.
Yeah. And you said this earlier. You actually said it in the pregame. I forgot that you did. You did let us know, like, these guys are like damn near perfect on third down and inside the red zone or something like that. You did.
I said in the red zone before the game, they're 100%. 12 touchdowns, 13. 12 touchdowns. No, the 12 for 13, basically. But that one is a field goal. So they're 100% in the red zone. 12 touchdowns and 1 field goal. So you that bend don't break stuff don't work with them. You gotta, like Jonathan Gannon has to understand, you gotta come with a different defense. You have to be aggressive, but also be safe at the same time. I know that's kind of difficult, but you do have to realize who you're dealing with. And that's why I do give Bill Belichick his respect, because every game plan ain't the same every week. 1 week we're going to run the ball. 1 week we're going to pass the ball. You know what I mean? 1 week we're going to play zone. 1 week we're going to play cover 3. 1 week we're going to blitz the heck out of you because it's all on how your offense is. I didn't see enough blitzing. It's starting to give me Jim Schwartz flag.
Yes. Finally,
it really is, because when you look at it, and even though we play the most zone out of everybody in the NFL, you're giving too much cushion. You can't play zone and still have that much cushion. So all they got to do, boom, oh, he's open, boom. It's that easy. So Jonathan Gannon definitely got to clean up. I gave Jonathan Gannon his flowers against Atlanta. I gave him his flowers against definitely not Dallas, but I gave him his flowers against who we play after Atlanta. At San Francisco. I definitely gave him his flowers then, but these last 2 games, you're getting blown the hell out. 41 and 42 is unacceptable, and you got to change it.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Jay Kills with a $2 super chat. He said, this team is years of poor drafting. There is definitely some poor draftees, mainly our top dogs, although a top dog shine today with over 100 yards. Yeah, I mean, you can look at certain drafts we hit in multiple areas. Mulata being one. There's a lot of them that hit that are still not playing because Mulata's hurt. But hey, Bird Gang 31, definitely everybody in the chat, go out and check out my guy. All you got to do is type in Bird Gang 31 in the search bar. Great Eagles content creator. And listen, if you ever feel sad, he'll make you feel better 100%.
Right.
We're going to get you out, though. Appreciate you coming through.
Much love, my guys.
All right.
So
hold on. I'm gonna let Gate go, but we got a heavy hitter coming in here, and he's sitting outside. I know he's waiting to get
bring him in as I talk. Bring him in as I talk, so that way we can get everybody's opinion.
Wow,
so
yeah.
Let me what's up, Brunson? So
at least you get some good scenery.
Let me ask a question, guys. Going into this game, we had 6-man coverage snaps from Slay and from Nelson. When did we start playing more man?
Got to a little bit.
When quarterbacks hold the ball, Javon Hargrave destroys them. When did we start playing more man? I'm not saying we got to change the majority of the snaps.
You don't even have to play man as much. You just stop giving that cushion. You don't have to keep giving these guys these cushions to where as though it's 2nd and 10, and now it's 3rd and 3, and then they run the ball down our throat. Like he has just switch things up. Stop doing the same freaking thing. You don't have to keep playing. You don't have to lead the league in zone. We have good corners. You're absolutely right, Gates. We have good corners. We got we got McLeod back. You know what I mean? We have good corners. I think that we do have good safeties. So it's no reason for you to sit there and try to play zone all the damn time. Obviously, it ain't working. 41 and 42, it ain't working. So you're right, Gates.
I don't know. Can I say something real quick, y'all? I've been laughing since the game went off. I really feel like we got hold by the referees, like in a lot of these situations. I'm not trying to make no excuses, but it was a lot of bailout calls for Kansas City, man. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not really mad at the offense. I think the goal line situational football got to tighten up for sure. We all can agree with that. The defense is trash, yes, but a lot of it is the linebackers, man. This should let every fan know that we are in no position to give up 3 first-round picks for a quarterback. Quarterback ain't our issue. We need to spend each and every one of them picks on some linebackers, trying to build an elite defense, because the lack of discipline, the lack of talent, you just ain't going to make no noise like that.
Yeah. I think you can clearly see the offense is going to take stepping stones to be pretty good. And Gate alluded to it in the pregame that there were some really good things he saw from the San Fran game, that just a little tweak here and there is happening. And I will give Nick Sirianni the benefit of the doubt. I think the play calling from the 20 to 20 was good. I just think, look, if I can just have one thing, I know you're not going to run the ball, Nick. You already told me you're not going to run the ball like that. All right, I ain't mad at it. You got a scrambling quarterback. You're going to mix in a little bit of Jalen's feet. I feel bad for you, Miles, but you only going to get 7. Make the best of them. With that being said, when you get inside the red zone, that is where the run comes, because so far in the 2 games that we played pretty good for 3 quarters, the Dallas game we got blown off the grips, but San Fran and this Chiefs game, we moved the ball 20-20 easily. We get stuck inside of 20, and there's something we're not doing inside of 20 is running the ball. So I think that is where, Nick, I'm gonna let you do what you want from 20 to 20, but run the ball.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like 2 of those possessions is what I was talking about earlier, and what LB just said. It's 2 penalties. You missed the Zach Ertz. You missed the Zach Ertz call when he was climbing on his back. That should be first down at the 1. You know what I mean? And then JJ, I think a Whiteside play. That was horrible.
Not even that one. You know, I'm not even really mad at the Greg Ward throw. That's a touchdown pass. You know this is what I got to stop doing. I got to stop going on Twitter while the game is on. I need to either live stream or I can't go on Twitter while the game is on. People are trying to convince me that Jalen Hurts threw the ball too hard. The ball hit him in his hands. Like, you got to catch that.
Yeah,
Greg Ward.
People are trying to
I think part of it too, LB, is the fact that Greg Ward hasn't played a ton of snaps this season. So now you got a red zone situation where you're using a guy that hasn't been utilized a lot this year on a timing route.
But he has played a lot of snaps, though. He just doesn't have a lot of targets. He got the most snaps with the least amount of targets. So he's been in the game. He just hasn't got any balls thrown to him. But on a drive like that, you got to reward guys like Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? That should have been Smith play right there. Like, he was cooking.
I definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Extending. But extending.
Exactly.
But sometimes, and I think we all talked about this. Sometimes Nick Siri tries to outsmart everybody, but sometimes outsmarts his damn self.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I want to get your take on this real fast, LB, because I talked to Steve and I talked to Mike about this. To me, where we lost the game is you let Kansas City go 90% in third down. 9 of 10, they went third down. You're not going to win a game like that. Even though time of possession was tied. Plays was damn near tied. And you're in a situation to where as though because some of it was the rest, but they went 5 of 5 in the red zone, and we went 3 for 6. So they went 100%, and we went 50. So to me, that's where we kind of lost the game, is the defense just letting them bludgeon them on third down.
How many penalties did we have on third down? Does anybody know?
We have 9 overall.
I don't know about the penalty.
Yeah.
No, I do know that they only got 3 first downs on penalties. I don't know if they was on third down, but I do know we only gave up. I ain't gonna say only because it's hard. But it was 3 first downs on penalties.
Hey, but look, hey, LB, real quick. I think Gate is right, though, in the sense of, look, Greg Ward plays, but you took a guy who's not in rhythm and said, we're going to let you line up in the goal line. We just let these wide receivers go down and get down the field. And Greg, hey, you're looking extra fresh. Get in there and get the play. Like, I think the personnel switching out is where it is. But, hey, real quick,
you know why,
have
Mike?
you ever seen the Eagles game where you had
a good route runner? Ward's a good route runner in the red zone. He is. And it's like, dude, they were off by this much, man. And it's like, it's moments like that where it's like, you put that ball in the end zone, man.
But 3 touch, like, I've never watched a game of any NFL. Like, I said this against the Dallas and Chargers game. I said, dang, the Chargers got 2 touchdowns called back from penalties. Oh, Eagles like, hold my beer. We'll get 3 touchdowns called back.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
And they resulted in the field goals. You can't kick field goals.
I agree, man. I agree with Fresh. They don't call that on Tom Brady, that illegal pick play. Hold on, Daddy talking. They don't call that on Tom Brady. They don't call that on Aaron Rodgers. They don't call that on them caliber guys, man. That's a regular play to them guys. They're gonna let them get their touchdown and they're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people expected us to move the ball that easy on Kansas City either. So it's just a lot of stuff, man. But I'm about to be bombarded with bath time and all this other stuff.
Nah, you good.
I'm gonna get with y'all. Pick that up, Tori.
Hey, LB, easy, my guy.
All right, y'all.
Mike, I think your point earlier makes sense, which is you don't have to necessarily run it with your running backs in the red zone. You got to utilize Hurts even in that situation. Like, let them run.
Let him run. Hey, Papa Sora, how you feeling? I know you still got the Eagles hat on. You know what I mean? You know, you still how you feeling?
I blame it all on defense. I mean, that's pretty much majority of what everybody's saying. Only people I blame on offense are obviously Dillard and J-Jaw for having 2 of those 3 touchdowns taken back.
Yeah, Dillard was the illegal
legal man downfield,
and then J-Jaw.
Yeah, that was a hurt piece.
He went on the line of scrimmage on the other one.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like we in the red when we're in the red zone, the refs look for every little thing. I'm not lying to you.
No,
I'm just laughing because it's right. We getting hurt.
Like, you know how many times a Hargrave gets held in the red zone and they never call it? Like, literally. Like, and they never call it. Or probably once or 2 when the game out of hand. Now you want to call these plays on Hargrave or for Hargrave and all that. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, you definitely right. You like it's ridiculous. But go ahead, man.
What do you guys think about the interior depth? Because I think part of the problem is that they want to play Milton Williams right now in at the 3 because this is their best pass rushing option at the 3 when they want to use that BG-like role. But to be real with you, if we could get Ridgeway or any of these other defensive tackles to give us meaningful snaps on the interior, you could probably take a guy like Milton Williams, who's a pretty good outside run defender, and put him at a 5 technique or a 4-eye at least. To me, man, like the run defense is a problem. I mean, it's hard to watch teams run the ball 8 yards every single touch.
Yo, that's the worst.
I remember when we were good at stopping the run.
For a long time straight.
Feels like forever ago now.
Yeah, right.
Yo, you had to kind of know, like when Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson were just chewing you up, and then it kind of stopped because of how the game portrayed. But like that is the worst. Like, look, we're used to getting barbecue chicken on the outside, right? Wide receivers running deep, catching bombs. But that's like, ow, it hurt bad, it's over with. But the knifing that goes 8 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, that knifing hurts, bro. When you talk for 10 minutes on a play-by-play and you never got to say third down for the opposing team, that kind of breaks your soul.
Yeah. It does. You're right. Even as a fan watching the game, you feel broken after the 5th or 6th one of those runs. It's like, yo, like, what is happening here?
Especially when it's like, and I get that happens with a lot of running backs, but especially when it's like, oh, sweet, we met him at the line of scrimmage, and he just takes a pile like 7 yards that way.
Like, yeah, I'm all like, oh, a minimal game of 2. Never mind, it's 8 on the play after he keeps his legs moving.
It's like, oh, cool, he's gonna get the wide open tackle. It's gonna be a loss of yard, and he ran 8 yards that way. Cool.
Yeah. Hey, Jameer. I tried to tell people about Eric Wilson when we signed him. I said I liked him a lot as a pass coverage linebacker. I told everyone right from the jump I was concerned about his run defense. People thought I was crazy for saying that, and I was like, yo, this dude gets blown off the ball if you watch film on him. I'm concerned, man. He misses tackles, and he can't get off of blocks. Like, I was concerned from the jump with him. I think we got to have the question of when do you start playing the young guys? Like T.J. Edwards, I'd rather lose on T.J. Edwards just not being able to man up on somebody in a passing situation, but at least have someone who can come downhill and fill the gap.
Great.
Plays gap responsibility.
You have Edwards, you got Davion Taylor, you got all those guys. Yeah. And they Bradley. Look good when they play. Sean Bradley. Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot. Sean Bradley, yeah.
Patrick Johnson. I mean, as bad as we're being killed, we might as well play the younger guys that might be here past this season.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I know Eric Wilson isn't that old, but he's only here on a 1-year deal.
He's also on a 1-year deal, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Ski Harris with the $5 super chat, and he also said we run that nickel 3-5 wide. That's not good.
And it's also
on the run, and we do it all the time. We do. But listen, I agree. I said the same, Gate, that he's not good at run defense, but guess what? The defensive line has led. We've been a top 5 run defense for the longest time. The D line will clean it up, but I don't know what they're doing. Like you said, the D line is playing a lot more spread it out. And listen, I forgot what play it was, but the all 22 will definitely show it. This man, Eric Wilson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire fake to the right, like so little. It was such a nonchalant move to the right, and Eric Wilson goes all the way outside the tackle, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire just runs up the middle like you were stupid, and it was bad, bro. It was bad.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one. I remember the 3rd and 12 where Derek Barnett completely overshot it, and Mahomes is running 13 yards for the first down.
Yeah, that was big.
That was probably when I got the 3rd drink. I was like, all right, I need this. I will say, looking at Hurts, what a comeback from last week's performance to this week. It was like night and day. With him being so young and this being his 7th game, maybe 8th. 8th, yeah, that's right. Looking at the difference, not many young guys can make that difference. I mean, you've seen the Jets. Granted, they won today, but you've seen a young guy like Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. They keep throwing picks. They keep having they're 1 and 5, 4 interceptions in the first half. And then you look at the turnaround from last week to this week. I give stock up to Nick Sirianni, minus of course run plays in the red zone. And I give stock down to obviously Gannon with the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Like I said, I'm not trying to get anybody fired yet. I think it's too early for that, but I am concerned.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I'm concerned just because they're gashing us in the running game. Yes, we're not getting beat ridiculously over the top on every play or anything, but I mean, they're setting up 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 almost every single drive, which is it's just easy to convert. It's really easy to convert that for. And it's like, man, I get that you can't play man every down. We can't do it, Jim Johnson. That would be a welcoming. Let's resurrect Jim Johnson. You can't do what Jim Schwartz did last year when you played man defense too much. But there's got to be we talk about balance in the run and pass ratio. There's got to be balance in how often you're playing man and zone too. It's too heavy one way in the zone. And don't get me wrong, you could still run man concepts even in the zone, but it's still, man, it's a problem. It's just when we make teams hold the ball, we get through with pressure. But when we're just giving them 6 yards every single play, they're just taking what we're giving them, and they're moving the ball down the field on us. And outside of Atlanta and San Francisco, kind of struggled a little bit too, to be real. But the last 2 games, man, the last 2 teams have put the ball in the end zone once they got to the red zone.
Yeah, and it's also. Or not also. We'll say for the first, because obviously every Eagle fan knows first 6 weeks are the hardest stretch for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the
is that me or that
season. Still feel like there's a way they're still with the lag out or
a little laggy.
Yeah, that's probably me. Spectrum sucks. Not remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, if you can end somehow 3-3, 2-4, still good for the season because there's just it's easier opponents later through the season. Offense got to play like they did today. Defense got to tighten up better. I will say Eagles, Miami, Colts, all 3 of those teams are 1-3, 3 top 10 picks. Just saying, if the season ended now, it'd be pretty good.
It's definitely something to look forward to. But hey, Papa Sora, shout out for you to coming through. Appreciate it. We'll get you next time, my guy.
All right.
With that being said, look, let's give our last little thoughts. We've been on here for an hour and 43 minutes of misery, knowing that the NFC East got a dub, we got a loss. Give me your final thoughts on the game, everything.
Hey, real fast. Trey White ain't back there.
He's not no more. I know he wanted to come back. I know.
Yeah, I know. All right, never mind then. Don't worry about it.
So, what's your final thoughts on the game? A little nice little encyclopedia from everybody, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and cry myself to sleep.
I ain't gonna cry. I do think if Howie Roseman is smart, your next move is to go get the Collins guy. That would be the first thing I do right after the game. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go as deep as moral victory. I know we kind of talked about that. I'm not gonna say that. I did like the offensive run. Is you're always going to dislike some things in situations. You're going to dislike the fact that we didn't run the ball in a red zone. Really, we didn't run the ball a whole lot. You're going to dislike the fact that I think the refs kind of. I'm not going to say that they stole the game from us, but they stole a chance for us to win. Even if we do score those touchdowns, it's still going to be a fight. You know what I mean? But you did kind of steal a chance for really a classic type of shootout. You know what I mean? For real. So I am mad about that. I might cry to sleep about that. You know what I mean? But
I'm
gonna cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get over it. And we gonna go to next week. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I do think Jonathan Gannon do got to tighten up, and it's crazy how in just 1 or 2 weeks we just switching. Because first it was Nick Sirianni got to tighten up. Now it's Jonathan Gannon, so they got to be cohesive and figure this stuff out together. Special teams, which we really don't talk about. I think Rhaegar being the return man is big. That 40-yard or getting down to the 40 was big. Set us up to get a touchdown that we ended up not getting, but it still gives an opportunity to give your quarterback short fields. It's hard going through, and we've seen this last year. It's hard going through the 10-yard line, the 15-yard line every single drive. Like it's so much that you can basically make a mistake on. You know what I mean? So I gotta give special teams. I would have liked to see that fumble recovered that JJ Arthur-Whiteside.
That'd have been great.
You said what now?
That would have been huge. I said that my thing. I know there was no ego around it, but that's the breaks we needed to get ahead in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's crazy when you see things like that, and there's no Eagles around, and then they pick up the football. You like, it's just not our day. You know what I mean? Like I watching the game when I seen that it was no. I'm like, get the ball. There's no Eagles around. I'm like, it ain't our day. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But all in all, the defense got some tool to do. Fletcher Cox, I'm making a video about you this week, brother. Because you got to show up. You $100 million man. I'm gonna pull up on you and we gonna have this talk. Go ahead,
yeah. He was jogging a couple plays, but shout out to Luck, the $4.99 super chaser. It smells like a lot of broken promises and crushed dreams in this BR. Well, guess what? You better be a Cowboys fan because I don't care. The Giants finally won a game. They finally won a game, but we're still tied with the Giants. You know what I mean? It still sucks. And it still makes my stomach hurt to be tied with the Giants. But you better be a Cowboy fan.
We actually not because they lost a division game. So
correct. So we still over y'all. So you better be a Cowboy fan, Luck. And that's the only way, you know what I mean? You better be a Cowboy fan.
But we lost a division game too. I'm tripping. So we are tied.
Well,
yeah.
This won't pick me up to punch me back down.
My bad, Mike. But you're supposed to be sharper than that, man.
Listen, I'm trying to get up off here. Go ahead, Gate. Tell me why. I've been on the camera for mad long. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, look, man, defense has got to get better. I mean, we could talk about situational football in the offense, sure. But at least from the offense, there was some continuity. There were things that it made sense today, at least. Yes, in the red zone, I agree with you, Mike. When you get around the 5-yard line, hey, man, we're not saying you got to necessarily run in with the running backs. but you got to dial up something. At least give the run and play at least one shot at it. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, this is a tough game because offensively, we still were able to manufacture 30 points somehow. Defensively, dude, 2 straight weeks of 40 points is a problem. That's a big problem. Like, and I don't know it's going to get any better just because I don't think our linebackers are that great. I think we're desperately missing Brandon Graham on the defensive line right now. I thought Kerrigan was going to shut me up. He had one little nice move early in the game, and then nothing.
He got, Kerrigan.
You know, I thought, early in the game, he looked like, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's like, I'm tired of hearing people bring my name up. I'm about to show him I'm still on the team, but it kind of fell flat. I mean, the soft zone crap's got to stop. I mean, we just can't play this soft in zone, man. Their teams are killing us with this stuff. Like, at some point, you got to have fight. There has to be fight on this team. And at least offensively, I saw the fight today. Defensively, I mean, we might as well just put 11 guys and just said stand still.
We might as well just have fast forwarded through the defense and just said, just fast forward and let them get to the touchdown. Give us the ball back. You know what I mean? It was bad. But hey, so my last thing is this. Eagle Nation. Not just kidding. Listen, we're 1-3. San Fran was a game that we, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Look, the first 6 is our biggest stretch. You got to play tough. Carolina is a must win if you just want to salvage a season. Now, I know a lot of people are like, bro, we're young. We got 3 picks. Miami stinks. Colts stink. We might stink. Let's build on it. The main thing is to see 2 things. Coming out this season, Devontae Smith is Devontae Smith. The skilled players on offense and defense that are young will have their positions. We do have to do a lot of refilling on the defensive side just because of age and money. And contract-wise, we have a lot of 1-year contracts. But the biggest thing for the Philadelphia Eagles now is to feel great or to feel good about Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, or to not feel good. So we pretty much got to know, is Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts going forward? Is it one of them? Is it both of them? Is it none of them? We got to figure that out. I still would like to run the ball more, but as long as you are moving the ball 20-20, I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but you got to run the ball some way, shape, or form in the red zone. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We still got $182 on 3 channels. Do us a favor, wherever you're watching it, hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. And Be More Philly Indy decides to come up now because he's probably watching Colts highlights. Like, you coming when we're out. What's wrong with you, Charles? Anyways.
No, he ain't have to. He had the Colts game on one screen, had the Eagles game on another screen.
He's crazy. No, he was mad too. He was like, I heard you were talking about Carson. I'm done. Look, I gotta go. Look, I gotta go see my family. The Eagles done broke my heart enough this day. Until next time, we'll be back Sunday. If we play at 1:00, we'll be back at 11:15 to tell you how we're gonna win.
The game Sunday, guys.
But, you're gonna beat a game, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be at the Carolina game, so I'll get to see.
We definitely getting a dub. Now we ain't losing in front of Gate City,
bro.
All
right, I might have to have words with Sirianni if we get drug in that game, bro.
Hey, yo,
all right, Gates, you might have to get your little pass, still a pass to get down there with the staff, like, man, like, the coach is here, man.
Y'all be like, is that Gate? Did Gate just jump the fence and jump down on the field?
Gate, yeah.
Hey, Nick, hey,
Gate, you gonna get your ass kicked by security? You better not. You better not try it, man.
Nah, but listen, Gate City will be at the game. Hey, listen, get some good footage, get some good shots. Me and Fresh will be here to discuss Carolina game.
I'll try to go in pregame with you guys from the stadium.
Yeah, you think we're gonna be able to hear you? It's gonna be clean.
Gate gonna be lit. It's gonna be like this.
Carolina's like I'm not gonna say that Carolina's it's got a fan base, but it's not. It ain't like Philly.
Man, that Joe, it's gonna be loud. First of all, they be tailgating. Where you gonna be at? In the stadium?
Nah, they're tailgating like their parking and stuff is weird. Like they only got like designated parking spots where you need to be a season pass holder basically to get in there. You got to park outside. Like their stuff is weird compared to other stadiums.
Did you go to the game we won in 2017?
Did I get? No, I didn't go to it. No.
Okay.
No, I didn't go to that one.
Are you meeting any fans out there? Because I know there's a lot of people who are out there from Carolina that watch our
we'll
stuff.
we'll do a meetup, guys. We'll do a meetup there while we're all there, man. Might as well. I'll hit everybody up in one of the videos, and I'll find a spot for everybody. And we can celebrate a win, guys, in Charlotte.
We winning. Listen, you're going there. We winning. It's already guaranteed.
You already know.
With that being said, until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.